Hello, my friends. My name is Deb Kalidas. I am the Director of Communication at the CrossRoad Institute, and I'm so excited. I have George Papageorge here with me today. George, would you introduce yourself?
Hey people, what's happening? Yeah, George out here in California. I am a marriage family therapist and have been working with families and young people for a lot of decades. And I'm excited to be with you.
That's awesome. And I'm also a CrossRoad mom. My daughter attended in 2021, excuse me. My son is about to go this year, which is great. And so what I want to talk about today, George, is that we have a phenomenal opportunity and that our Boston 1 and 2 sessions are full, but we have limited availability in our Chicago and our San Francisco sessions. And we want to make sure that every single 11th and 12th grader possible is able to take a slot because this is just a phenomenal, phenomenal time. So, from your perspective and being a marriage and family therapist, what is your perspective as an Orthodox Christian and being a father yourself of those 11th and 12th grade years? Why are they so crucial
Oh,
as those
yeah.
kiddos are launching into what's next? And I know we could spend days on this topic, but what are
Yeah.
those, high level things that parents and priests and, even the 11th and 12th graders themselves should really be excited about and what CrossRoad provides?
Absolutely. I think there's some important things to be excited about and some important things to be aware of and almost be sober-minded about in that 11th and 12th graders are at a place in their lives, in their timeline, where anxiety is higher than ever. And they're thinking about, I don't even know how to think about the future. And every time they do, they almost get frozen. And so this idea of meeting them where they're at, giving them opportunity to be with other 11th and 12th grade students to interact, team build, but also to get some inspiration and direction about what life can hold for them, not only as young people, but as Orthodox Christians.
No, that's so true because I saw, my daughter was excited to go. She knew, wow, going to Boston for 10 days on my own. And of course, there's a ropes course, there's the beach, but then there's visiting all of these other Orthodox parishes. We happen to be Greek Orthodox, but she saw Syrian. She saw even Coptic and understanding, the differences there. And her mind was just opened along with speakers and those that are chosen to be CrossRoads staff, that she came home with the different confidence in her faith that as she went on to college, it has just been unbelievable to see what she has done independently. I'm not the mom that needs to say, hey, you going to church on Sunday? It's already her excited about infusing the faith into her relationships and what she's doing. And I know CrossRoad had such an incredible moment on that. So within the family structure of, the parents and the child at that late high school years and what can happen through wonderful tension that we all experience at different times, how can parents be the best guide for their child and helping them be excited about these type of opportunities to really take their faith on as their own?
Well, definitely you raise the whole idea of tension. This is a time where we as parents feel the extra tension and that our kids feel the extra tension. And honestly, as a therapist, sometimes that is a recipe that causes things to bog down. The other thing about young people is they feel like because they're on this path and they're wondering where they're going to go, they often actually feel isolated and they feel all the pressure on them as if they have to totally figure it out on their own. Or we as parents totally feel isolated as if it's all on our shoulders. When young people come together, and I was able to be in the San Francisco session at CrossRoad last year, just as a guest, and got to see it in living color. The way in which it's almost like I got to see young people freed up to explore, freed up to discuss, and to look at what they had in common as Orthodox Christians, as young people, and also to hear from other presenters about what could be possible for them. It went from pressured to unpressured. It went from pressured to possible. I really saw them get in touch with what was possible for them. And I saw them, and honestly, it was a beautiful thing to see. It gives that group of young people permission to integrate the dreams they have for themselves within a context of a deeper faith. It's almost like a deeper belief in self as they get in touch with a deeper belief in the Lord. And that combination, honestly, was really life-giving. And you could almost feel a kind of, this really just might work for me. And it's beautiful to see.
No, that's incredible. And I love that vision and image because I've seen that in my own children. And as they've grown and being able to have, it's confidence. It's knowing it's not just this what's been told to me or this is what I've assumed, but no, this is what I believe and this is now what I feel. And that's just awesome. Now, one thing as the director of communication here that I'm trying to get the message more out is we have an amazing alumni network of CrossRoad, and that's something that after students, have the 10 days, we don't just say bye, see you later, good luck on life. We infuse ourselves as the CrossRoad Institute into continuing to provide opportunities to grow in their faith. And you were just in the Boston area for an amazing alumni retreat.
Yeah.
What did you see from this group of young adults coming as CrossRoad alumni that they really shared together that, beyond the 10-day adventure that parents and students and priests should know is really happening?
Well, I'd say, I was a presenter all weekend to this whole group of alumni, going from 18-year-olds to 30-something-year-olds or whatever, all those years of this great ministry. The first impression I had was, as a dad, it was like oh man, this is like dream come true as a parent, where you could envision your own kid having had the experience and then part of a community. It was like Love Fest. They were so encouraging to one another. And in this world, and I work a lot of peer group pressures in working with young people, the way in which this large group came together, walls down, hearts open, encouraging each other, learning from each other. The younger were tuning into the older really had a sense of passing something along. I was very impressed. As a dad, it was exactly where I'd ever want my kid to be. As a therapist, I just saw how much good therapy, in a sense, was going on in terms of knowing all the anxieties that young people carry. And this was a place, a safe place, a community they belong to, and like excitement, like part of a family. And when that and from a mental health perspective, to have family in addition to family is a beautiful gift. And I really saw that this CrossRoad ministry is a family to join. And if there's any, parents out there or priests out there who have opportunity to encourage their 11th and 12th graders to consider this opportunity, honestly, I would say that I imagine it's gonna fill. And if it could be, your kid or your parishioner, I would encourage it. I think it's a great opportunity.
Oh, that's awesome, George. I couldn't agree more out there. Well, thank you for spending a few minutes today out there. As you're watching this video, if you have any questions, please reach out to program@crossroadinstitute.org. My name's Deb Kalidas. I've got George Papageorge here. You can always track us down as we love to talk about youth ministry, youth development, and in the Orthodox faith and all that we can do together. So God bless, my friends.
Take care.